Go. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys. Thanks for chatting in. Got people from all over the place. Lots of Canadians. Love the Canadians. All right, everybody. Who is ready to do some training around being a listing beast for 2025? Chat in me. Chat in me. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Good stuff. Real quick, I'm going to drop this poll. I just want to know how many of you have been on training with us before versus how many of you are new. So do me a favor, answer the poll. Got about 67 people on right now. Once we get at least half of you guys answering, I will get started. Got a bunch of new people. It's like 60-30, 65, 65-35? 60-40, 65-35. I'm not good with math. I'm not here for my math skills, everybody. Yeah, oh, we're like 70% new people, 30% returning people. Good stuff. All right, let me end this poll and get started here. So let me share my screen again. We are talking about being a listing beast in 2025. Listen, I see the concerns that you guys have. I see the comments, right? Mindset, not enough leads, those kinds of things. And I get it. It's not easy. This is a very hard business. This is one of the hardest businesses I've ever been in, and I've been in it since 2008. So I'm hoping that today I give you some nuggets. I give you some information that's going to help you, that's going to make you feel more encouraged, that's going to help you stick it through. I mean, this is the business that has provided for myself and my family and is the business that has made me wealthy. So it's the business that I love, and I know that it's not easy. It is hard, but you can do it as long as you stick it out. And I'm going to say that our sales training content is the best in the industry right now. And if you don't know who we are, you don't know why it is that our training is the best in the industry. So my name is Dale Archdekin. I'm the founder of Smart Sales Coaching, and I've been a licensed real estate agent since 2008. And if you remember what happened in 2008, the entire world collapsed. The financial world went into the toilet all over the world, and real estate collapsed, right? So I got into the business at that time, and I became an agent because I don't make great decisions, and I didn't want to go get a job. But started selling real estate, and it was hard. It was really hard. And so my broker gave me a stack of crappy scripts, probably downloaded off the internet, and said, read these, go call people. And I said, okay, I'm going to read these and go call people. And so I started working for sale by owners and expireds and door knocking and calling for rent by owners, scraping websites, finding landlords who were trying to rent their properties out and ask them if they wanted to sell it. So cold prospecting, because I didn't have a sphere of influence. I didn't have any past clients, and I had zero money to invest in leads or lead generation systems or lead nurturing systems. Kept doing it on a regular schedule every single day, 2 to 3 hours a day, tracking what I was doing. And I did that for a couple of years. And at a certain point, I became one of the top FSBO and expired listing agents in my market. I was taking on average between 5 and 6 listings every single month. Then I partnered up with another guy in my market who had a great website that was dumping leads out onto the floor. We partnered up and grew that team to the number 2 team in the Philadelphia market. And we had at one point over 30 agents, and we were doing over 650 transactions. And about 9 years ago, I left that company and started my own coaching and training company, because part of what I had done is I had built and managed and optimized an inside sales department within that team that was generating appointments, generating additional closings from our leads. And so I wanted to go and teach other team leaders and agents how to do what I had done. And as a result of having to build and optimize an inside sales department where basically you're paying salespeople a salary to work your leads for you and to book appointments for the outside agents, you have to be really efficient. Your training has to be really great. Your management, your accountability, your systems have to be spot on to be able to make it an expensive endeavor like that profitable. And that's what I did. So I went to teach other people how to do it. What I very quickly discovered is that most teams, most agents, most brokerages don't have really good training systems on how to convert leads and don't have really good scripting and dialogue training. Most of you guys are operating off of crappy scripts downloaded off of the internet, right? If you are still operating on some crappy scripts downloaded off the internet, chat in me. It's okay. You can come out of the closet. It's okay. How many of you are operating on crappy downloaded scripts? So this is the reason that we have the best sales training in the industry. And it's the reason that top brokerages, companies like Robert Slack Group and Livian that are at the top of the Real Trends 1000, these are companies doing 3 and 4 and 5,000 transactions a year, literally fly me in to train their agents. This is the kind of quality that you're listening to right now, so I want you to take this seriously. I want you to take notes. I want you to pay attention. This is not the same old stuff that you've seen before. So, yeah. I see your comment. I have a deal for you guys today. I'll give you a sample of our high quality training right now for free. And at the end, I'm going to offer you a 100% risk-free test drive of our lead conversion training. How does that sound? Is that fair? So you don't have to be waiting for a sales pitch. There's no sales pitch. I'm just going to pour into you guys. There we go. Chat in fair if it's fair. So stay for the content. Stick around for the free risk-free training offer if you're interested. Okay, good. Let's move on. So today we're going to be covering where to find sellers. I know you guys are talking about leads. I'm going to help you a little bit, but we are not a lead generation company. And I'm going to explain a little bit more what I mean about that. I'm going to teach you why potential sellers say no to you when you're trying to get in front of them. I'm going to teach you about logical versus illogical appointment requests. I'm going to teach you about the levels of readiness and a simple objection process. Now, I'm still a little questioning whether I should do this simple objection process or not, because I feel like maybe you listeners, if I teach you only a simple objection process, I'm hoping you aren't like, oh, that's all the guy can teach me, or they don't know how to do it any better. Chat in for me. Do you think, yes, I should teach a simple objection process, or no, I shouldn't teach something simple if we are able to do something much more complicated? So chat in yes or no for teaching a simple objection process. Graham says no. Oh, Graham says yes, sorry. Anna says no. Vanessa says why not? Goldie says no. Okay, looks like the yeses have it. All right, so some of you don't want a simple one. Well, here's the thing I would say. For those of you who say yes, I want a simple one, cool, I'm going to teach it to you. For those of you who say no, try it, and if you can do it, then you already know it, okay? You don't need it. Then you could go on and get more complicated. You could get more complicated objection processes. And just to be clear, what I'm saying here is that there's lots of different levels of complexity to objection handling. And in this case, I'm just going to scratch the surface with you and give you one simple one. That's the point. Okay, let's move on. So where to get seller leads from? I put these into 3 buckets. And really, in my belief, you've got these 3 here, which is do it yourself with tools, and then you've got done for you, right? And it really comes down to these. And I just want to go back to the basics with you guys, because when I had no money and I had no tools and no systems, then I just had to do it myself. That's all I could do. Every single day, I had to do it myself. And honestly, I started with one methodology and I just kept stacking them until I could actually start investing in tools. And then I could get a multi-line dialer, and I could have fancy CRM systems that would run ads and attract potential sellers, right, and make offers to them, and then get up to the point where I could actually start paying for leads while still doing it myself, while still using these tools. And so this is what you have to do too. You start where you're at and you stack these things. When you look at this list, no one of these is a perfect bullet. And I know that I have a ton of Canadians on here. So you don't have things like Zillow or Realtor.com right now. And you probably don't have a lot of those lead gen platforms currently. So what you guys have is do it yourself, and do it yourself with tools. There are lots of great tools that give you the ability to run these ads, to be able to direct sellers to certain landing pages. So this is an AgentLocator sponsored webinar. AgentLocator is one of the best tools you could possibly have to do these things. So chat in for me If you are not currently, one, if you're currently an Agent Locator user client, chat in me. Yep. Okay. Now, if you are an Agent Locator client and you are not using all of the seller lead generation tools that your platform makes available, chat in me. There we go. Here go the me's, right? Yeah. Okay. So, do you want more seller leads? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Listen to me. I'm going to teach you some cool scripty stuff today. You can't use cool scripty stuff if you don't have people to use it with. So your one assignment today is to go, and next week your goal is to get one more Agent Locator tool implemented so that you're driving prospects or driving your database to a valuation tool or to a market analysis tool or whatever it is that you aren't using. Start using it. Use all the tools in the system you're paying for. Does that make sense? Chat in yes. Okay, good. Don't complain about not having leads until you are using all the tools that you're already paying for and you want more leads. Then you can complain about not having enough. Good. That is my sermon. But grab as many of these. Do these things. Yeah, use these tools. Push these people into these tools. Okay. And so some people are just like, Dale, just tell me what to do. You show a nice list of all these things I could do. Just tell me what to do. Here's the first thing. I want you to write this down. Everyone enters, no one leaves. This is my database philosophy, and it needs to be your database philosophy. Everyone enters, no one leaves. Yeah? How many of you, well, a lot of you are new here. How many of you get emails from us with content, with offers for training, with articles, right? With thoughts directly from me? Chat in me. How many of you get emails from us? Yeah? Okay. You are in my content marketing world. I've got 28,000 people in the database that are receiving content marketing from me every single week. And some people are new, Jeffrey. So if you're here on this webinar now, you will be getting emails from us. You need to have the same policy. Everyone enters, no one leaves, right? You need to push in as many leads, as many contacts, people as possible into your CRM as you can. You need to be sending them useful information, inventory updates, market updates, things like that, okay? And then you need to be using the tools that you can, like open house lead gen capture forms, whatever it is, PPC and social ads for seller leads, running home valuation ads using the landing page tools that you have. And then you need to make sure that you have seller specific automations and action plans set up, okay? So that you're putting these people onto them. And then I want to ask you this question. So obviously you need to be using the tools and getting these things set up, right? But fundamentally, I just want to tell you this. You know, when I work with a team, when I'm coaching agents and they complain that they are struggling to get listings or they aren't having enough seller meetings, if you really ask them, if you really talk to them, they just aren't making enough asks. They don't have a plan for making a certain number of asks every day or every week. What do I mean by that? I mean they aren't asking, or they don't have a specific plan to make X number of asks. Are you thinking of selling your property? Do you know somebody who's thinking of selling their property, right? Do you have another property you'd like to sell? They just don't have a plan to make those asks. So if you want more sellers, you have to make more of those asks. Getting started in this business and being in a down market and somehow deciding I was too good to be a buyer's agent and I only wanted to be a listing agent was really dumb, except that what I had to do in order to do that was I had to make a certain number of asks every single day of consumers. Would you like to sell your property? Can I relist your property? Do you know somebody who would like to sell their property? Do you have another property to sell? I had to make those asks like 10 a day, every day, in order to be able to take enough listings to pay my bills. So, how many asks are you making per day? Do you have a plan for it? How many are you making per week? Do you have a plan for it or not? Okay. All right. Booking listing appointments. So, when it comes to booking listing appointments, one second, everybody. My wife has texted me. Sorry. All right. So, booking listing appointments. This is, when you're talking to a potential seller, homeowner, and you want to get face to face with them, why they say no to you. No, I'm not going to meet with you. No, you can't come look at my house. No, I'm not interested in you sending me a market analysis. No, 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 right? I just want you to understand something, and this is a fundamental concept that's going to help you all the way around and make you a better salesperson. So let's do this little mental exercise. Let's say that it is a busy it's a nice summer day, right? Beautiful out. You're waiting on something, right? You've got time to kill. So you're waiting around for whatever to happen, and there just happens to be a really nice, beautiful car dealership next door. All these bright, shiny cars out there. You have no need to buy a car. You have no desire to buy a car. You don't even have a budget to buy a car. So you're going to go wander around because you have nothing better to do. So you're wandering around, looking at the cars, killing time, and you see this guy. This guy starts to approach you. This is Jeff. Jeff sells cars. Chat in for me. What is Jeff's purpose? What is Jeff's purpose? To sell. To sell you a car. To sell you a car, right? This is the universal answer of all of us consumers. That person that works at a car dealership is there to sell a car, right? When he talks to me, his purpose is to sell me a car. When I object to him, anything that comes out of his mouth is in order to get me to buy a car. You understand this? If he wants my contact info, it's to sell me a car, right? If he asks me a question, it's to sell me a car. Do you guys get all of that? You get that super simple concept, right? Chat in yes for me. It's one-dimensional, right? Isn't it one-dimensional? Everything that motivates this guy, everything that he does, every action, everything he says is in service of him selling me a car. That's my perspective as a consumer. To Jeff, chat in for me. What does Jeff think he's there to do? What does Jeff think he's there to do? Chat it in. Sell cars, to help, to make a commission, right? To begin a relationship, build a relationship, yeah? Get to know you, figure out your needs. So the point is, we salespeople view ourselves as this three-dimensional thing, right? With all these ideas, and I want to help you, and I want to, help you find what's best for you, and I want to build a relationship, and I want you to feel comfortable referring people to me in the future. Consumer is like, you're here to sell me a car. You're talking to me to sell me a car. You're rebutting my objections to sell me a car. You're getting my email to sell me a car. You're trying to follow up with me to sell me a car, right? One-dimensional. That's how consumers look at us, because that's how we all look at salespeople. If you get this concept, chat in yes. Yes. Okay. Now, here's what the consumers think of us. Yeah? When they hear listing appointment, listing agent, just by the sheer fact of talking to you, they think that we represent them needing to be ready to definitely sell and move, ready to advertise their home, ready to choose me as an agent. Like, it can bring that concept up in them. Ready to have buyers look at their home, know where they're going next, and have chosen the area or their new home. All of these factors here come up for them. They put that on us. Like just the nature of us being agents for sellers causes them to think this way and think that that's what we represent. They put us into the Jeff box, right? The sell me a car box. What do we want? What would we be happy with? We want all kinds of things. We'd be happy with all sorts of things, even just one little piece of it. I'd be happy if I could just get a conversation about their selling process, right? To be involved in the conversation. I'd be happy if I could just simply see their house so that I have knowledge of the local inventory or what's coming up. I'd be happy if I could get face to face with them ahead of time and start to build some rapport, right? It would be great if I could get an agreement to get paid if a buyer purchases their house, regardless of where they come from, or if I happen to bring one. And then obviously the holy grail is I'd love to get an exclusive right to sell contract for several months, right, everybody? So they put us into this box of what we represent, and there's all these other things that we could want, or we could do, or we could settle for, or get started with. This is three-dimensional. They make us one-dimensional. Sell a home, list my home, sell me a car. We have so much more. And so part of what I'm going to be teaching you today is how do you sort of reframe what you represent, knowing that immediately when you're talking to a prospect, when you're texting a prospect, emailing a prospect, knocking on a prospect's door, sent them a letter, that they take that and they put it into a one-dimensional box, right? So we have to change that context. A lot of times you get no, not yet, not with you, not under these circumstances, because they're putting you into that one-dimensional box. And I'm going to show you how to break out of it and give more context or change the context that they're putting you into. If you like this concept, chat in yes. And I'm going to shut these blinds. Super bright. Okay, good. So with this, let's talk about logical asks versus illogical asks for appointments. And I'm going to show you some dialogue. You have to promise me that you're not going to just try and copy the dialogue, because here's the point. The dialogue isn't going to work for you unless you understand the underlying principles to it. So I don't want you to just copy it and try to go out and use it. I really am demonstrating it for you to show you how principles around logical versus illogical can help you make a much better, overcome objections better, and make a better ask for an appointment. So here's what illogical sounds like. And the reason I'm showing this to you is I've been doing training for a very long time with agents, with salespeople. And one of the big problems, if you want more listing appointments, if you want more listing conversations, you have to ask for that appointment, right? You have to ask for that meeting, for that action. A lot of salespeople don't, they make a nonsensical ask. And this is one way for me to demonstrate for you what a nonsensical or illogical ask looks like. Let's say that you're talking to somebody. Potential seller says, oh, we aren't ready to list. That's an objection. What some agents do without good training is they might say something like, oh, I can come by and tell you what it's worth. That's a close. Obviously the lead who just objected is going to say, maybe later, we'll let you know. Just another objection. You're dead in the water. If this has ever happened to you, chat in me. Yep. Okay. Here's another one. We're not ready to meet with an agent. Objection. Untrained agents. I would love to see your home and let you know what you can do to get it ready to sell. Sounds good. It's a close, though, into an objection. Seller's probably going to say something like, I'm not ready to have anyone in my house yet. Dead in the water again. If that's happened to you, chat in me. Okay, so let's move on to what logical sounds like. Let's run this back again, okay? Logical is when the prospect has said that they want some piece of information or advice or an action or a step, okay? Hey, I have questions about my home's value. I have questions about what to do. I have questions about the process. And then if you offer it to them, that makes sense. Well, what happens if somebody isn't telling you that they want one of those things? Like in this case, oh, we aren't ready to list. It's just an objection. I have to create it. So listen to how that goes. We aren't ready to list, objection. It sounds like you aren't ready to list. Have you gotten a professional evaluation of your home's value yet? I didn't offer it to you. I asked you if you've done it, right? That's persuasion. I'm leading you. Oh, no, not yet. Would you find that helpful for planning? I still haven't offered it to you. Would you find that helpful for planning, right? It's a trial close. I'm going to see what you would say, whether you say it's helpful or not. Yes, I would find that helpful. That's a micro commitment. Now I'm going to make you the offer. Oh, I provide these all the time to potential sellers to help them plan their selling process. It's free. I'm happy to do it. I can come by for a few minutes on X, or would X be better, right? That's a logical close. It's logical because you got them to agree that they wanted something and it would be helpful for them and that they hadn't done it already. Does that make sense, everybody? Chat in yes if it makes sense. Okay, good. Here's another one. My slides are a little screwed up. Come on, slide. I don't know what I did here. There we go. We're not ready to meet with an agent. I can tell you're not ready for that. Are you wanting to sell your home quickly or for the most money possible? Okay. Somebody objected to me, right? Now I have to change this. Now I've given them what I call a pick a path question. I don't care which one you pick because both of them lead to you selling your house. It's either for more money or selling it quickly, right? It looks like choice. This is a really great thing to do with your kids. I learned early on, right? Do you want the red sweater or the blue sweater? Which means your ass is wearing a sweater, whether it's red or blue, and I don't care. You get it? Chat in yes. For those of you who realize that sales and leadership is very much like children, raising children, you'll get this. Okay. I can tell you're not ready for that. Are you wanting to sell your home quickly or for the most money possible? That's persuasion. We're leading. The most money. We're not in a rush. I'm sure you've heard that before, right? Have you gotten any advice on what things you can do to your home to get a big return on the resale value yet? I didn't offer it to you. I asked you if you've done it. It's persuasion also. I'm persuading, I'm suggesting that this is the thing that you should do or that other people do. Continued. No, not yet. Oh, would you want to know what things will get you a return and which ones are a waste of time and money? Again, this is a trial close. Notice I haven't offered them anything yet. Yeah, that would be great. Micro commitment. Great, I can stop by, do a quick walkthrough of your home, and give you a list of do's and don'ts for cranking up your sales price. It should take 10 minutes or so. Are you guys getting this? Is this resonating? Can you see where you would use this in your sales? This is a very simple concept, and it's just one of many. So, when you're going to ask somebody for an appointment, you have to have at least one of these things in the conversation needs to be present. They have for a listing appointment or any kind of meeting with a seller, they have to have questions about their home's value. They have to have questions about the condition of their home or what to do to it. Or they have to have questions about the selling process. Or they want to make a plan for selling. Or they're ready to start the process. Okay? If your conversation doesn't contain it, and you want to try to close them for an action, you have to work it into the conversation. And you lead them to this process or value or plans or steps or conditions or expectations by asking these types of leading questions. Have you, do you, would you, is there, are you, right? This is how you work it into the conversation. You have to get the prospect to demonstrate a need and then sell the solution to them. Stop trying to sell a solution before your prospect says they want it or need it. Does that make sense? Chat in yes for me. Okay, good. Since we're doing a webinar, I want to see you guys are still awake out there. Okay, let's go to readiness. What do I mean by readiness? So there are different levels of readiness that go on, right? You've got the people who are ready to sell now. We're talking like 30 days or less. You got people who are looking to sell soon, which I classify as like between 2 and 6 months. Soon, but not right away. Then you've got later, not ready, down the road, 6 months plus. And then we have scripting or words for people who are totally undecided. They're not ready, undecided, no idea, that kind of stuff, right? Really unknown. And I call that the takeaway, or it is a takeaway. So let me show you how the words change in their intensity between now and down the road, right? So now would be words like meeting, selling, game plan, strategy, active buyers, competing offers. Soon, more like take a look, advice, progress, preparation, positioning, get ready. And then later, we're talking down the road, right? Pre-planning, have time, when you're ready, do over time at some point. And then we've got total takeaway type of language, right? May not happen. Selling isn't best. Whenever that happens, way down the road, if at all. So you can hear how this language changes and softens and lengthens. And I'm going to show you some paragraphs now that are built with these words. And essentially what we're doing is we're asking somebody for a meeting or a next step or a listing appointment. Usually not a listing appointment unless they're now, right? Usually it's some form of meeting, viewing, getting together type of thing, right? That we're asking for, but we're using this softening language. So now would sound like this. I'm excited to help you guys set a game plan to best position your home in this market, capture as many of the active buyers as we can, and let them compete with each other. While I'm there, I can answer any of those process questions I'm sure you guys have about getting your home on the market and getting it sold. That's pretty immediate right now, right? Action-oriented language. Now you can hear how this starts to soften. Soon. I can come take a look at your progress, maybe give you some advice on what things to focus on for a higher return, which things may not be important, and save you time and money by letting them go while you're still getting your home ready. Now, this is written the way you would say it, and so don't hit me for punctuation. But you can hear how it's pushing it down a little bit farther. It's softening it. It doesn't have as immediate of language with it. Later, this is much farther down the road, right? Hey, we find that home sellers who do a little pre-planning are the ones who ultimately sell for the most money in any market. And you're lucky that you have all this time to prepare. I'd like to come take a look at your home, give you advice on projects that you can do over time to best position your home for maximum return at some point in the future. Can you hear in this language how much the salesperson is acknowledging that it won't be now, or not doing it now, that it's going to be some other time, that it's going to be later, right? And in fact, even in the first sentence, we find that home sellers who do, that's third-party perspective. Yeah? Sort of like reading reviews online. I'm telling you that other people have had success doing this thing. Does that make sense, everybody? This kind of language helps you not get shut down. This helps you get out of the Jeff box of sell them a car, sell their house, list their house. Because that's the way most of you talk, is sell your house, list your house. You have to know that your intention is to establish the relationship. Your intention is to get face-to-face, further the relationship, start building the blocks of, I'm going to work with you at some point. And you do that with language like this. Here's takeaway. This is the total reversal. Listen to this. Maybe selling really isn't the best idea for you. Who knows? I have these kinds of conversations all the time with homeowners who may at some point need to decide which way to go. I take a quick look at their home, answer questions about the process, what would need to be done to it, and how much they're likely to get for it. I'm happy to do the same for you, even if a sale never happens at all. This is total reversal language, right? This is somebody who has no idea whether they're going to sell and might not even want to be thinking about it right now. All right, so now I'm going to move on to the very basic objection process, okay? So don't hold this against me. I'm just going to show you a quick objection process, and then I'm going to talk to you about how you can do a risk-free trial of our scripting and dialogue training. Okay. So I'm stuck objections. Again, there's 5 key elements to objection handling, and we get much deeper into it in my training. But I'm just going to show you a basic strategy right now if you can't do anything else and you're stuck. And it's confirm, anchor, pivot. And here's how I determine confirm, anchor, pivot. It sounds like I'm going to confirm you, right? Oh, yeah, I totally get that. Anchor, you don't sound ready to whatever they said, right? That's my anchor. I'm agreeing. Oh, yeah, I get it. Or I acknowledge, I get it. I'm going to take what you said and I'm going to stake it to the ground. You don't sound like you're ready to do that. I'm talking about something else. Yeah, that's your pivot. This is a very basic strategy. And this works really well if somebody's like trying to kick you off the phone, or somebody's trying to close that door, or somebody's trying to walk out that door, right? Oh, yeah, I'm not interested in X. Oh, hey, I got you. It doesn't sound like you're ready for X. I'm not talking about X. I'm talking about Y. Do you get it? Yes or no? Chat it in. Good. This is one that you need to role play. You need to role play it a couple of times, and then you'll get it down. You don't always use this. If the person's willing to stick around and talk to you, you don't have to do that. If they're trying to end the conversation with you based on it, this is a good one to do. Okay. So let's put it into practice. We're not ready to list. Oh, yeah, I totally get that. You don't sound like you're ready to list. I'm actually talking about something else. I'm actually talking about just taking a look at your property and giving you some free advice. Takes about 5 minutes. Worst case scenario, you learn some strategies to net more money when you do eventually sell. Yeah? How does that, is that good for something else other than listing everybody? Chat in good. Okay. Let's do the next one. We're not ready to meet with an agent. Oh, yeah, I totally get that. You don't sound like you're ready to meet with an agent. I'm actually talking about just simply sending you over a market analysis on what you would likely get for your home now if you listed it versus if you did some upgrades and what you could get in the future. Takes 5 minutes. Would you be interested in it? Yeah, that is something other than meeting with an agent. So I hope you understand this structure. It's very simple. And if you are stuck when it comes to objections, I just wanted to throw a little bit in here because I know you guys are struggling with, finding sellers, getting listing appointments. And, a lot of you had mentioned in that leads were an issue for you. Well, I can tell you this. The more that you improve your sales skill and ability, magically, the better your leads get. Okay? Listen, we all want people who are like, oh my God, I want to list my house right now. And I just wish there was a half-ass agent that would do it for me. Any of us can close that one, right? But the better our skills get, the more it is that we can deal with those people who say, not yet, not now, not with you, not under these circumstances. You can convert more of those the better your skills get. Okay, so this is the end of the training for today. And I'm going to move on to our training and training options. So normally for training, we charge somewhere between $995 to $1,500 one time for our 12-week solo agent boot camp, and for our team training between $2,000 and $3,000 a month for dedicated team training. This is what we typically charge for training. But what if you could test drive our training risk-free? This is the offer. Because we know how good our training is, I'm willing to let you try it. And so what is that? It is a 50-minute risk-free private training with one of our trainers, and they're going to go through introductions with you. They're going to go through objection handling, value propositions, and closing for appointments. They're literally going to role play with you in a private environment to first see where you're at, so that they can identify what issues you're having with getting people into a conversation, leads into a conversation, keeping them in the conversation, overcoming the common objections they give you, whether or not you can articulate why somebody should work with you or not, and then they're going to see how well you tee up and ask for an appointment with a buyer and with a seller, and give you immediate feedback to help you. This is a legit 50-minute training, and you're going to walk away from it with new skills and abilities and new perspective. At the end of the training, if you want to know about doing more training with us or how much it costs or whether it's right for you, the trainer's more than happy to tell you. But this is a full-on training session that you get to sample. And You're going to get direct feedback, like I said, immediate from them. You're going to learn what the new 2025 best practices are, like that those massive teams I showed you are flying me in to train people. And you're going to get an immediate confidence boost, which is very helpful because I don't know about you, but if I don't know how to do something and I'm afraid of doing it, I do a lot less of it. If I feel super confident and I know how to do it, I do a lot more of it. So if you're anything like me, this is the kind of training that you want to do. So how much does it cost? It's only $97 for a solo agent to do the 50-minute training private with a trainer. If you have a team, it's $297. Okay? This is cost. This just pays the trainer for their time. So it's a fair trade with you. You get to sample the training, you get to learn some things, and the trainer gets paid. But we don't make a ton of money. Okay. So what's the risk-free part? Here's the risk-free part. If it sucks, we give you your money back. Somebody asked me in the chat, who decides whether it sucks? You decide whether it sucks. Okay? If you decide it sucks, we give you your money back. If we don't teach you anything, we give you your money back. Every once in a while, there's an agent that is just so good, so skilled, so practiced, where it's like, you killed it. I don't know what else we're going to teach you. Here you go. You can have your money back. But if you love it and you want to sign up for training, we will credit the 97 or the 297 to whatever your initial payment is for a training program that you sign up for. So it's a win-win, right? Best way to test out our training before you buy, learn industry leading lead conversion strategies with zero risk, and get an hour's worth of professional training for pennies or free if you don't learn a lot. So only two problems here. It's dirt cheap price for the industry. And we can only offer this to a few people, and we're a small team. I only have 5 trainers, and those trainers already have a certain client roster, so we can only do about 5 or 6 of these every single week. Okay, so here's what you do. This is super simple. You scan the QR code. You're going to submit payment, and then you're going to fill out the survey. So if you are a solo agent, you pay the $97. You fill out the agent survey because it's going to be answers on there that's going to help us assign you with a trainer. Jeffrey, it is US dollars, sir. If you're a team, you're going to pay the $297 and fill out the team survey, and then we can place you with a trainer. Then we'll just reach out to you, give you an option on days and times when you can do this, and basically it will be on Zoom. So here's what you have to do. We'll have a little prep video that you watch before you come to the training so you can get the most out of it. You need to take notes when you come to the training. And don't be driving your car. You want to be in a business setting on a laptop or desktop machine, video on, so that you can role play and practice. This is not a training like I just did. It's literally a live interactive training with a trainer. So that you're going to be going back and forth, role playing, practicing, getting instruction. Good? Any questions about how this works? Anybody? If there are no questions, tell me one thing you got from today's training. What's one takeaway from today's training, everybody? Justin, I love it. Be three-dimensional. Yeah, man. Because they want to make you one-dimensional. They made you one-dimensional before you even spoke to them. If I didn't even show you a picture of Jeff and I just said, hey, picture a car salesperson, what's their sole purpose? You would have said, sell a car. New mindset, asks, yep, got to make calls, love it. Soft close for unready, say, yep. How much is the 12-week boot camp, Alyssa? 12-week boot camp ranges, actually do this, Alyssa. I'm going to let you decide how much the 12-week boot camp is worth after you do our dirt cheap 1-hour training, okay? You do the dirt cheap 1-hour training, and then you tell me how much you'd be willing to pay for a boot camp. And it's going to be way cheaper than you think. Think of ways to handle, different approach, yep, confirm, anchor, pivot, love it. Okay, everybody. Who is going to do, chat in for me, who's going to do the accelerator training with us? Chat in me if you're going to do the accelerator training. Jasmine did it already. Excellent, Jasmine. I can't wait to figure out how to pronounce your last name. Excellent. Good. I see 2 so far. Anybody else doing it? Derek, there's 3. What's today? Thursday? All right, cool. We got 4. All right, everybody, we might be able to get 1 or 2 done tomorrow, but most likely it's going to be Monday. So reserve your seat because you guys can see that this is already booking up. Good, Corin. Of course, listen, you either learn or you get your money back. So there's really no risk. And do you want to know why I'm charging just a little bit of money? 2 reasons. I figured out that when you do stuff for free, people don't value it. And when you do stuff for free, everybody wants it, nobody shows up. Corinne, can you share the link? Can't scan. I'm using my phone. Oh, yeah, no worries, Corinne. Just drop your email address in the chat, Corinne. Oh, there we go. Emily just dropped it in the chat for you. Okay, good. Can I do it in 2 weeks? I'm not. Yeah, no worries, Kim. Just reserve your spot if you make a payment. Until you book it, you've paid for it, you're good to go. So once you book it, once we book a time with you guys, we require 24-hour notice to cancel or reschedule. So as long as you cancel or reschedule within 24 hours, you're good. But Kim, if you go ahead and make the payment, you'll reserve your spot, and then we can book you whenever. We can book you 2 weeks out. It's not a big deal. And we won't forget about you because we have your money. Okay. All right. Good, everybody. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me today. Go out and crush it.